Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And in this video we are taking a look at the very cool Marvel Legends 20th anniversary Iron Man. So this is the figure that replicates the Toy Biz version that came out 20 years ago in 2002 in that very first series. And this is the up-to-date version. Now unfortunately I no longer have that Iron Man from that very first series, that Wave 1. So I can't do a side-by-side comparison, but I will do a side-by-side comparison with some of the other Iron Men that we've had recently, because it's a very similar build. He just looks really cool. Look at that. Look at that porn star head. That's like a proper grin. But yeah, so without further ado, let's jump in and have a look at the 5-minute figure review of this awesome figure. Now anyone that's watched my videos before, you know that I don't spend too much time on the packaging, so here is the front and here is the back. The packaging team have done a really good job with this. It really mimics the look of those Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures from 20 years ago. But let's get him out of the pack and have a look at the figure himself. So what does he come with? He comes with a really cool backdrop here that's reversible. It's got Stark kind of on the one side and then an Iron Man comic on the other. And it comes with the plate, the kind of stand here with the original Marvel Legends logo on. Very similar to that came with Captain America. So these two are going to look really nice next to each other. He also comes with these kind of smoke effects that we've seen before. We saw these with the Riri figure, and it also comes with two closed fist hands as well. And on the figure, obviously, you've got the open palm hands. You've got these two kind of blast effects, which are slightly different than ones we've seen before, and you've got this amazing Tony Stark head sculpt. Now this is really reminiscent of those early comic books of Tony Stark. It's got that kind of moustache, that kind of grin. But yes, this head sculpt looks exactly as I remember him in those early comics. So there we go. Let's just move all of this out of the way and we'll have a look at the head on the actual figure a little bit closer. Now this is a different style of helmet than we've seen before. He's got those kind of pointy ear pieces. I always called them ears, but they're more like horns, aren't they? And you can see the lines here have got like the black detail on them. Got two slits for the mouth. It's just a really nice Iron Man helmet. The chest piece is really nice as well. The actual arc reactor there in the middle is flat. It's kind of flush to the body, unlike the previous versions. And the abs seem to be toned down a little bit as well. The definition on the chest and the abs seems to be a bit toned down in comparison to the ones we've had before. The yellow and the red really pop. This guy really does look like he's straight off of the page. So let's have a look at some of the previous versions that are similar. This is the 80th anniversary Iron Man here with the gold, and this is obviously the AI version of Tony Stark that we got in the Ursa Major wave. Now that's obviously the more similar because of the yellows and reds, but you can see here that they are a different tone. The yellow is a much more kind of deep yellow on this new one, and the red has kind of it's a very similar red, and there's not much of a difference there between the two. The biggest difference I think is the arc reactor. You can see on the AI version of Tony Stark it protrudes, it stands out, and obviously it's blue, and on the new 20th mould it's kind of flush to the figure, as I said. And you can see here on close inspection that those abs and chest pieces are much more toned down. They look a lot more like they did in the comic books as opposed to really defined. It was something that really didn't sit well with me actually on this 80th version and this AI version, how defined the abs were. So I'm really glad that they went back and changed this in sculpting. And as I just showed you there, the helmets are two very different helmets. Now I always thought I would pick one of these and have them as my definitive Iron Man, but they're actually three very different suits, which is really nice because it means that there's three different versions. Let me just get another spotlight on it just so you can really see the differences here when you put them underneath like a harsh light, in case you're going to display them in a display cabinet or have another light on them if they're on display. But yeah, they are three very different versions of the suit which represent very different times in Iron Man's life. Even though they are similar, they are different. So you can happily pick this one up and not feel that you've replicated Iron Man. Now here's the box. As you can see, it's still kind of minty fresh looking, and that's because I use this technique of opening the bottom of the box so that it kind of preserves what the box is, because I think the box on these particular figures are a big part of them. Do go and check out my Captain America 20th anniversary review, and I'll show you on that one how I open the boxes. So do go and check that out. It's on my playlists on my channel. I'm just going to put this smoke effect on him. So they just kind of wrap around the feet or the hands and create like the idea that there's kind of smoke coming out of these blasts. And as I said, the blasts are slightly different. On the ones that we've historically had, they've got kind of a wider top end so that it looks like they're blasted a bit more, whereas these are a lot more sleek. They're
the same kind of translucent blue plastic that we're used to, and they can warp, but if they do warp a little bit, then just heat them up and then run them under a cold tap in the shape that you want, and they will go into a nice kind of solid pose, a solid kind of position. But I only really use the effects myself when I'm doing action figure photography. When I've actually got them displayed on the shelf, I tend to kind of put the closed fist hands in and get them in a kind of pose. So let me just put those in. Now I'm going to run out of time here, so I'm going to overlap a little bit, so I do apologise, but I just want to show off this head as well. So the helmet pops off quite easily, but the unmasked head is quite stiff, but you can push it on and it goes on. So let me just put this helmet in his hand. I'm going to speed the video up because I drop it quite a few times here, so let's just speed this up to show you how many attempts I took to actually get that helmet in his hand. And there we go. Is that the one? No, that one's going to fall as well, I think. So let's just put it, I'll tell you what, we'll put it under his arm just like that. So the power of editing after doing a video, see, just sped that up. So even though I have gone over the time, I did save a little bit of time there. So there we go. So there is your 20th anniversary Marvel Legends Iron Man figure. And as you can see, you can just put him on the base as well. There's two little pegs on the base so that you can actually put his feet on, and he stands quite solid on the actual base plate. This is a really awesome figure, so I fully recommend you go and pick him up if you're a fan of Marvel Legends, or at least comic book Marvel Legends anyway. Thanks very much for watching. Please do check out my channel for some more 5-minute figure reviews, and as always, please like, share, subscribe and all of those things. And as I said, go and pick this guy up. You definitely won't be disappointed. Till next time, I'll see you soon.